Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Neelambuja Shyamal Komalangam Sita Samaropita Vamabhakam Panau Maha Sayak Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatham. Adorations to Lord Rama, whose complexion is like a blue lotus, is very tender and delightful in appearance. Sita is seated on his left side, and he is carrying a powerful bow, an arrow in his hands. Sri Ramcharitmanas in Ayodhya Kanda, verse number 236. The context in this Ramayana is that Bharata, Shatrughna, led by Guha Nishad, the entire royal party, all are proceeding to meet Rama, so that Rama can be brought back to Ayodhya as the king. And many details we have already gone through. From a profounder point of view, this entire episode of Bharata's meeting Rama is presenting before you the role of Bhakti, devotion, on the spiritual path. And Bharata is the exemplary personality representing the very spirit of devotion. So keeping that in view, and we continue. Ram Shail Sobha Nirakhi Bharat Bhai Hirdayam Ati Prem Tapas Tap Phalu Pai Jimi Sukhi Sirane Nemu. They have seen the mountain wherein Rama, Lakshmana, Sita dwell. The mountain is seen from a distance. Having seen, Bharata's heart is overwhelmed with divine love. So joyous, as if an ascetic, a person performing austerity for a long time, and has come to encounter the fruit of his austerity, who has been fulfilled. The vision of fulfillment. Tab kevat unche charidhai, kaheu bharat san bhuja uthai, nath dekhi yahi bitap vishala, pakari jambut rasala tamala. Guha Nishad, climbing on a mountain close by, small little hill, and raising his arms, he says to Bharata, look, behold, this is where Rama abides, but first see the forest. And the forest abounds with different types of fruit trees. To name the few, fig tree, plum tree, mango tree, and similar tropical trees. Each type of that tree is giant tree with many branches and lots of fruits, very colorful and very tasty and delicious. But you have to be squirrels. I'm joking. Now, subtle point, always follow along with this story. This is the description of the mental set. When I say mental set, I am referring to entire antahakarana, mind, intellect, ego and chitta. This mental set is like a big forest, all types of trees, but not just squirrels, snakes, vultures, lots of difficult creatures. But with Rama abiding in that forest, if this my mental set has enshrined, has invoked, or has been blessed with Rama's presence, that's the spirit of awakening to who am I. If that type of movement has awakened it, and the vision of attaining jnana, Rama, if that has become effective, that set becomes Chitrakoot, where Rama, Lakshmana, Sita abide with sages and saints. All the description is coming. How cute. Chitrakoot. So the entire mind set and all the forest now becomes so glorious. Just to give you a simple way to follow the literary beauty to understand it. You go early in the morning, sun has not risen yet, and all that you look into the sky, lot of dark clouds. And they create their own different forms, like so many demons have come together. But the moment sun begins to rise, that means Rama has arisen, Rama has come into that atmosphere. Now what happens? All those dark clouds, they begin to develop transformation in them. They become totally changed. A scene that you saw during darkness, when the sun has not risen, and the scene that you see of the same spot, same part of the sky, when the sun rises, see the big difference. That difference is what occurs in your personality prior to devotion and after devotion. If devotion has not developed, if there is no love for spiritual progress, no goal in view, then you are looking at your mind, lot of dark clouds, rumbling and grumbling and making big noise, threatening each other and threatening everybody around. But when you become involved in spiritual integral yoga in daily life in a profound way, what you are waiting to experience is a big transformation. The same set that has created all ugly pictures now becomes well beautified by wonderful shimmering clouds, red color spreading all over, shimmering shininess, silver and gold all spread out in the sky. I'm just going on with it. This is a description of your own mind from one level to another. Tin tarubaran madhya batu soha, manju vishal dekhi manumoha, And in that forest, which has now totally changed, beautiful forest, with all those beautiful trees and fruits and all that, in the midst of that there is a giant banyan tree, Bhattavriksha, which is so enchanting that the mind of a person melts just seeing. Every leaf has its blue tinge, and the tree is dense with its foliage. And red color little fruits come out of that banyan tree. The shade of the banyan tree is a giver of great delight to all tired travelers, or even those who seek graceful experience of deep relaxation, lying under the tree, sitting under the tree, watching the branches doing their strange dances. And you can go on figuring out little monkeys, beautiful birds, parrots, and all creating a wonderful setting. But here Bhattavriksha is a profounder, relates to a profounder attainment. It is attainment of absolute reality, Brahman. If you are self-realized, you are under that banyan tree. The entire world has become just a banyan tree. Banyan tree not to obstruct the knowledge, but allow the divine knowledge, wisdom to be well protected. That again is allegorical description. Manahu timir arunamay rasi virichi vidhis sakeli sushamasi etaru sarit samipa gosai raghubara paran kuti jahan chai. And Tulsi Ji goes on giving very poetic description, as if Brahmaji, the creator, has collected all the beauty that is possible to express through the world. And he has allowed that beauty to express through darkness and light. All the beauties of the day and all the beauties of the night, they have been put together. In order to understand that, just follow the simile I have already given. The sun rises, then all the things that would have delighted during the night and all things that delight during the day all seem to be collected together during the picturesque expression of the dawn. And that is the beauty of Rama's setting under the banyan tree. And there is Sri Rama's Paranakuti, his residence made out of forest materials, leaves, highlighted by leaves called Paranakutir, which I have explained. That setting is climax of satsanga, and where all residences are fashioned by divine insight, that subtle insight into the reality of Brahman and the unreality of the world that brings about Vairagya and Viveka. Those are the constituents of the residential cottages of Paranakutir. Tulsi taruvar vividh suhaye, kahun kahun siya kahun lakhana lagaye. Beautiful trees are there in the ashram of Rama. Some of them have been planted by Sita ji. Some have been planted by Lakshmanji. Sita ji is Sanamati, that divine understanding. Lakshmana is meditative movement, the progress made by dhyana, meditation. And that progress is characterized by Daivi Sampats, divine virtues. So, that setting of Panchavati, where all these trees, etc., that are being described are allegorical. What Sita does into your mental process, mind that has been just like an ugly forest. Sita plants, roots out useless trees, plants new ones, or transforms the trees. Lakshmana has planted special trees. Viveka Buddhi plants, brings about its own plan for transforming the mind. And Dhyana movement brings out another plan. Dhyana movement has a plan of virtuous qualities. And Sita's movement is a movement of light. When there is light shines, the blossoms waft their fragrance. And all these are glorifying Rama. Rama is the goal. Jahan baith munigan sahit nitasya Ram sujan sunahi katha itihas sab agam nigam puran. That setting of Rama is divine ashram. Every day, assembly of sages, munis, sadhus, spiritual seekers, they come together and scriptures, teachings of scriptures are brought before them. Satsanga is operated in that setting. In other words, someday Rama may be speaking about some things, Lakshmana may be, Sita, then sages who are like Valmiki, Surdas, or all the sages and saints. Sakha bachan suni bitap nihari, umage bharat bilochan bhari. Bilochan bhari. Hearing the words of Guha Nishad is up on a hill, looking at all that and describing that to Bharata. And when Bharata heard this and looked towards those trees, tears began to flow through his eyes, and his heart was overwhelmed with love. And both brothers, Bharata and Shatrugna, bowed their heads, folded their hands towards that forest, and then they continued their journey. The love that was expressing through them, through Siddhaji says, in describing that love, even Goddess Saraswati feels shy. People may interpret it in many different ways, but my simple interpretation is Saraswati Devi, who is in love with Rama. And when you talk about the glory of love, a lover, a beloved, feels shy and becomes so joyous that the face shrinks. Figure that out. So Sharada Devi, Saraswati Devi, seeing Bharata, how he is expressing his love, her own love for Brahman wells up in her heart. And how can she therefore describe what Bharata is expressing? If you want very simple meaning, that simply means Bharata's love for Rama is indescribable. No matter how much inspiration you have, and can be the greatest literary personality, you can't capture divine love in the best of your language. Harshahi nirakhi Rama pada anka, manahu parasu paya uranka. Not only that, not only they see the forest at a distance, now they have started seeing footprints of Rama, Lakshmana, Sita as they had gone. And they are clever people, they recognize the footprints. And whenever they see those footprints, they are so thrilled, as if a poor personality has suddenly come upon wish-yielding jewel that can give you anything you want. All that you have to hold it in hand and wish. And whenever they see the footprint, they bring their fingers on the footprint and take the dust from that printed area and put it on their head, crown of the head, as well as apply towards the eyes, an expression of great devotion, as if they have met Rama. Dekhi Bharat gati akatha atiya ativa prema magan mriga kagajara jiva. Seeing this indescribable love expressing through Bharata, even forest animals, birds, and trees, they go into ecstasy. This is allegorical language, as well as giving you a profounder understanding. Trees, animals, birds, they all are impacted by radiations of mind. If your mind is joyous, if you sing songs or don't even sing, but radiate great joy in a forest, you may think that forest is not getting anything out of you. But your joyous setting is helping many vital aspects of plants, trees. In simple way to tell you that people have come to recognize that birds, animals, trees, they like music. If you are taming animals, use some music. Even non-vegetarians use music to nourish their prey. I'm joking. That's an ugly joke. But Any expression of joyousness, music, dance, all have their impact on nature. But the highlight behind this is impact on your own self. If you progress spiritually, you are creating a basis for uplifting the world around you. Basanta Vakt, as we have explained many times, like a spring season. One person becomes enlightened. That enlightened state is like a spring has entered in the whole forest. And lots of people are they become inspired and they are enriched by that presence. Dekhi Bharata gati akatha tiva, prema magan mriga khagajara jiva. So, animals, birds, trees, they all became thrilled, they were in ecstasy. Sakhahi saneha bibasa bang baga bhula, kahi supant sur barashahi phula. And seeing Bharata so overwhelmed, Nishadaraj Guha, he himself was so touched by Bharata that he forgot where to go. He was the guide and he suddenly became so thrilled seeing Bharata's face. And now his eyes are dazzled, doesn't know where to go. But don't worry. Kahi supantha surabar sahi phula. God suddenly appeared in the sky. And they are pointing them to the path where Rama is. And not only that, they started showering flowers. So the path becomes decked with beautiful flowers. And the feet will not have much trouble. All this is allegorical. You see, you have to understand that when you are developing devotion in early state, where self-effort is more important, in that area, at that stage, Bharata, Shatrugna, they are being led by Guha Nishad. But now when the Bhakti stage has come to a stage advanced, where you are not focused on self-effort. Let me explain that. What does that mean? You want to practice Bhakti, then you take your mala. You have decided to repeat so many malas. You have to be in the temple, do certain rituals, all that's what I'm calling self-effort. So that was the state. But during self-effort, when you have reached the state of melting heart, your sadhana is succeeding, then immediately a divine grace enters into your self-effort. You are not alone lifting yourself. There are so many, much better than you, interested in seeing you follow the path. So your journey is not a lonely, desolate project that a soul must be led to do. But a soul, as it advances in the beginning, it seems like you are the only one. And you are dependent on so many things. As you advance, you are not only one. The whole divine set is behind you. A simple way to understand, God Himself is guiding you. Nirakhe siddha sadhaka anurage, sahaj saneha sarahan lage. होत न भूतल भाव भरत को, अचर सचर चर achara karat ko. And seeing this state of Bharata, many advanced aspirants, siddhas, who attained certain psychic powers and have made great progress, as well as those who are in early stage of sadhana, all were inspired by this exemplary expression of devotion through Bharata. And they praised Bharata. If Bharata was not born, who would have done such a miracle? And what's the miracle? Turning Jada into Chetan and Chetan into Jada. Still a riddle. Jada is inert. Making inert conscious. Making conscious inert. Let me give you subtler meaning. If your heart doesn't have any tenderness, good feeling, never enjoyed real love, it's like a inert. You're like a rock. Now it becomes alive, becomes conscious, not inert. And those who have already their heart aware of many wonderful things of the world, and the heart has been blossoming more and more for countless types of enjoyments in this world, even samadhi enjoyment. That's called conscious, the heart that has been very conscious. And now, with Rama Bhakti before them, that heart becomes paralyzed. Because all the thrill you are getting from different stages becomes little compared to what Bharata is expressing. So those people who are especially conscious, they became Jada. Those who were Jada, they became conscious. Stone became conscious. And conscious one entered into that type of ecstasy that appears. Look at Valmiki, becomes a rock, that type of rock. These are subtle literary art as well as philosophy behind. प्रेम अमीय मंदरु बिहर विरहु भरत पयो दीव गंभीर मति प्रकटेउ सुर साधुहित कृपा सिंधु रघुबीर. Just in 2 lines, Tulsidas gives such a big simile. Prem is nectar. Prem is divine love. Vira, feeling pangs for uniting with the love. That type of feeling called vira, the pain of separation. That vira is Mandarachala mountain. Now the setting is, simile is being given of churning the ocean, milky ocean for Amrita, nectar, Amrit Manthan, churning the ocean that is described in the scriptures. In that, for churning, to bring out nectar, this nectar here is divine love. Bharata himself is like the ocean the ocean of milk. And vira, that sense of separation that he is suffering, is like the Mandarachala mountain that churns the ocean. Now try to understand now. Vira literally meaning the pain of separation. But pain of separation from God is not at all, is not pain at all. It's the most profound divine blessing. It's just like this difference between desire and aspiration. Desire for worldly pleasure. Transform it into aspiration. Aspiration for spiritual progress. If you are developing aspiration, then you have constant inspiration. If you are only caught by desire, you have constant perspiration. I'm leading you to understand the term vira. And vira, Sanskrit word vira, vishesh. Vishesh, a specialized aspect. Rati. Rati means developing a thrill, a delight, based upon experiencing the divine love. And that delight goes on increasing, more and more rati. Aha! That type of experience that you are coming closer and closer and closer, like a river coming closer and closer to meet the ocean. That's the picture of vira. If you are looking at the river flowing fast to meet the ocean, every moment the river is in movement. If you are a dull wit, you will say, oh, this river is suffering a lot. But the real point, the river is thrilled by its movement. The greater the vira, more thrilled your personality is. Because vira has its remedy in union with God. And whom are you uniting with? The absolute love. Sakha samet manohar jota, lakheun lakhan, saghana ban ota. Now, scene changes. Turning your attention to where Rama, Lakshmana, Sita are. Lakshmana is attending on Rama. So, Lakshmana's face is towards Rama. You see? And Rama, therefore, cannot directly see who is coming towards him. So, for a while, this whole process of Bharata was not in view, neither for Bharata, neither for Lakshmana, nor for Rama. And while this was the setting of Rama and Lakshmana, Bharata was proceeding more and more, closer and closer. And Bharata came close to the ashram of Rama, Sakal Sumangal Sadhanu, that is the abode of all auspiciousness. Karat prabesa mite dukha dava, janu jogi paramarthupava. The moment he entered into that Rama's residence, forest residence, all his pain and misery that he was suffering suddenly disappeared. As if a yogi has attained the highest goal. Dekhe Bharat Lagan Lakhana Prabhu Aage, Puche Bachan Kata Nurage. Bharata saw from a distance that Lakshmana is there facing Rama. But Bharata was unable to see Rama because Lakshmana was in front of Rama. Sheesh kata jata kati muni pata baadhe trin tun kase kar sarv dhanu kaadhe bedi par muni sadhu samaju siya sahit rajat raghuraju. And eventually Bharata sees Rama on his head metal locks, at the waist he has forest style clothes made out of leaves, and also his waist is decked with bow. Not even bow, some other material. Tarkas. In his hand there is arrow. On his shoulder, bow. In other words, just like you see the pictures of Rama, his whole personality appeared before Bharata. And not only saw Rama, he saw all these Muni and Sadhus assembly along with Rama. And Rama, of course, is with Sita Devi. Bal kalabasan jatil tanu syama janu muni besha kinnarati rakama. But in that setting, Rama is so picturesque in a spiritual way that as if Rati and Kama, Kamadeva is the Cupid god for all worldly pleasures. Cupid god is Kamadeva, and therefore no one can excel him in his beauty. He is the source of all beauty. And Rati is his sense of pleasure, the taste of pleasure. And Rati is the highest taste. As if the absolute Kamadeva and absolute Rati have come in disguise in the form of Rama and Sita. All that is meant, all that pleases you in the world, all that you can love, Rama and Sita are essence. Kar kamala nidhanu saya kuperat ye ki jarani harta hasi herat. And Sri Rama is putting his hand over his bow and arrows, and he's smiling. His smile takes away all the pain and suffering of any person. If Rama were to turn his face and smile at you, all the miseries of your heart will move away in the instantaneous. He's a big robber. All your misery will be robbed, kidnapped. I'm adding that. And all the miseries, again, I can point out that 3 tapas, your physical, individual sufferings, sufferings caused by the world around you, sufferings caused by act of God, all sufferings that human mind is constantly tortured. But the smile of God sweeps them all away. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And with this we will do Shanti. Om Ram, 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 Ram. Om Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Prayer for Rama's smile shower over all of you. Karunamaya ras, alleviating sufferings, tortures of the virus problem, and awakening. May Rama's compassion awaken the real purpose of life, to be free of the virus of death. Mrityu virus. And you don't have to have that virus because you are essentially Rama. Rama is the truth behind all that exists. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukum Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.